Hey there, it's Marley. Welcome to today's reading vlog. I hope you guys are doing well. Today I'm going to be introducing you to my 5-star predictions reading vlog thriller edition. Hey guys, future Marley popping in here. I just wanted to acknowledge a little change that's happened on my channel. I've actually rebranded and changed my username from Marley Reads a Lot to Type 1 Readers, which you have probably noticed. I changed it across all of my platforms like TikTok, Instagram, basically just to better represent myself and my videos are my brand, because I've been making obviously bookish videos, but then I've also started to incorporate some content regarding type 1 diabetes and lifestyle with type 1 diabetes across my different platforms. So I just wanted to better reflect that in my channel name. If you don't know, when I first started this channel in 2020, my name was something else because I didn't even know what my channel was going to be. And then when I decided it was going to be book related, I just kind of randomly chose Marley Reads a Lot, and I've just stuck with that, but I never really felt that great about the name. So now I feel really good about this name. I was diagnosed with diabetes in 2021, so when I started this channel, I didn't even know that I was going to incorporate some type 1 diabetic related things. My content will basically just stay the same. I'm going to keep doing obviously mainly reading content, but occasionally I do talk about type 1 diabetes in some of my vlogs, in my day in the life vlogs. So yeah, I just wanted to quickly come on here and acknowledge that. Feel free to let me know what you think and follow me on my other platforms as well, Instagram and TikTok. Okay, back to the video. I think I've only done 2 5-star predictions reading vlogs so far. One of them was a YA edition and one of them was a romance edition, but of course we had to do a thriller version on this because I love thrillers and I give so many of them 5 stars. So these are 3 thrillers I really think could be 5 stars for me. The first one is No Exit by Taylor Adams. The reason I think this one could be 5 stars for me is simply because of what I hear about it. People have been raving about it online and on BookTube for years now, and I have not read anything from this author before, but I just really trust the reviews that I've seen that I think this could be a 5-star read for me. The next one is The Kind Worth Killing by Peter Swanson. This is another case where I have not read from this author at all before, but I'm purely basing this 5-star prediction off the fact that it gets so many good reviews from people, similar to No Exit. All of his other books don't really seem to fly with people. They seem to get disappointed by his other books, but this is one people really seem to stand by. So I'm excited to finally read it for myself. And the third one is a little different of why I chose it. It is Sometimes I Lie by Alice Feeney. So I actually have read 2 books from her before, and I gave them both 5 stars, and I really loved her thriller writing style and all the twists that she does. So that is why I'm putting one of her books in here as a 5-star prediction. I just really think her writing works for me. I know it doesn't for everyone, but this is a 5-star prediction that's coming from myself and what I truly believe based on her other books. So these are the 3 books I'm going to be reading this week. I'm really excited. I actually have started filming and reading already. So let's just get into the vlog and see what I think. In the comments, let me know, do you think I'm gonna like these? All right, I'm about 40% of the way through No Exit, and it is stressful. I am very much on the edge of my seat. I'm just getting so stressed. So we have our main character, and her name is Darby. She's a college student, and she's driving home for Christmas break. Her mom has cancer, so she's already in a really bad mental state and stuff like that. And she ends up getting stranded at this building along the highway due to the snow. And there's a few other people that are also stranded there. And then when she's outside trying to get a signal for her phone to call or text someone, she sees that there is this child in the back of one of the few vehicles there, in the back of the van, in a dog cage. So someone has clearly kidnapped this child and is keeping her there. So it's very tense. She's at first trying to figure out who out of the few other people there is the one that kidnapped this girl. And I thought it was going to be a little bit more of a mystery, like it's going to take longer for us to figure out who it was. That's not really the point of it. Like we do kind of figure out who it is rather early on, and it really is just this action-packed, almost like survival story of her trying to survive and trying to save this child. It's really, really stressful because the whole thing is taking place in one moment. Like we're not having breaks in time or anything like that. Like each chapter is back to back, is the next minute in the story. Like we're having no breaks, so it's really hard to even like stop reading because of that. It's really fast-paced, really exciting, but also, as I said, very stressful. I already have been stressed because it was my first day back to work today after the Christmas holidays. Tomorrow's my first day going into the office after the holidays, so I've been kind of stressed anyway, and this is like really ramping up the stress. But I think it will be a fast read. Like I'll probably finish it by tomorrow, to be honest, because of the way that this story is being told. But it's like a little bit different than I pictured it to be. I feel like I prefer a thriller that has more of like a driving mystery to it, and I don't feel like this one necessarily has that. It's more of just like action based, as I said, but I'm still enjoying it. So whether it's gonna be 5 stars or not, I'm not really sure. I'm feeling like it'll be more of like a 4-star vibe, but I am only 40% of the way through, so I will keep you updated. But it's going well so far. It's very stressful. I already said that, but yeah. Okay, holy crap, guys. Holy crap. I just finished No Exit moments ago. There's actually still tears wet on my face. I wish I had like filmed myself finishing the book, because I literally was like, and then I was just like crying. Like I was not expecting such like an emotional impact from this book. Like like what? Like it was actually so good. Like oh my god, like 5 stars. It really is 5 stars. Like that was crazy. That was such a wild ride. Darby, holy crap, like such an epic character. And Jay, and you know, their relationship and what she was willing to do to like save this child. And then the ending, like there were like the ending little twist. Probably my most hated character of all time, or like I hate that character. And honestly, there's a movie apparently on Prime for this. I kind of want to watch it. I kind of want to see what they do for this movie and how the characters are in that. They're probably not going to be as good as the book, but I'm kind of interested in watching that movie. If I watch it during this vlog, I'll tell you my thoughts. But yeah, wow, just such an epic book, like such a wild ride. If you haven't gone to this book, I really recommend it. I know I was saying like, oh, I don't know if I love like survivor stories, survival kind of action thrillers as much as, you know, the typical mystery stuff I normally like. But no, this was like just so addicting, so entertaining, but disturbing. Even the villain, who I hate, it was like, oh, I said their name earlier, so I'm gonna have to edit that out because that's a spoiler. But even the villain was just like very interesting. And really the end, like you guys saw me at the halfway point, like the end was just so really got to me. So good start for the video. Like that's 100% 5 stars. This is actually my first book of the year, so good start to the year. I think I need some time to like come down from that. I can't wait to see what the rest of this video brings. Look at this color changing candle. That's actually so cool. Wow. Very neat. Alright, hey guys. So I just spent the morning at a bookish event actually. I didn't film any footage for the vlog, but I am gonna post a TikTok, so I'll link that down below if you want. It was like a Heartstopper related event where you could like be in Charlie's bedroom, and then I also got this free little bookish tote bag. Book nerd that we actually got to make ourselves. And then as a little mini book haul, I did get 3 books. basically all Alice Oseman books that I needed. Anyway, I'm also halfway through The Kind Worth Killing. I got to 53%. I'm having a really great time with it. The initial premise is that we are seeing this man and this woman meet at the airport bar. Their flight is delayed, so they end up drinking together and just talking a lot. And the guy is sharing a bunch of stuff from his life and how he's really upset with his wife because she's cheating on him, basically. And he just happens to say like, oh, I literally want to kill my wife. Like, I'm so mad. I'm thinking of killing her. And then the woman, Lily, is like, let's do it. Like, are you serious with this? Because like, I would help you kill her. So they end up like planning the death of this guy's wife together. So that's the initial premise. That's what I knew going in. That was very interesting. So we're having his points of view, but then we're also having hers, where we're learning about her backstory. She's more of the main character, I guess. So we're seeing her life when she was a kid and different things that went on with her life. And then we kind of had a big-ish twist happen, something I wasn't expecting in the story recently. So now the plot has shifted a little bit. It kind of slowed down my interest in it, I guess. It kind of like shook me a little bit. I don't know. The trajectory of the plot has changed a little bit with this twist. So I'm interested to see how I'll like it as I keep reading the second half. But it's kind of like one of those books where you're reading about, you know, serial killers. You're reading from their points of view, something that You with Joe Goldberg really popularized. So I think if you like that kind of story, you would like this. I have read maybe just a couple of those types of books. I haven't read too many yet, so it is still quite intriguing for me. I'm just curious to see where it's gonna go. I think I like our main character, Lily, despite her murdering kind of tendencies. Actually, both main characters in No Exit and then in The Kind Worth Killing, both of our female characters are redheads. So kind of love that for me. Love the redhead representation. But yeah, it's very easy to read. It's a Saturday today. I'm not doing anything else, so I wouldn't be surprised if I finish the book today. We'll see. All right, I have finished The Kind Worth Killing. Peach is here with me. I actually have a pretty like intense reaction for the end of the book. I was enjoying it a lot. I felt like we were really building up to the most exciting part of the book, waiting for kind of that big end reveal, and then the book just ended. And I didn't realize it was gonna end because there's a bit of like bonus content at the end and like an excerpt for the sequel. So I thought, you know, there were more pages, but it just ended. And I was like, what? Like my instinct, my initial reaction was like to be disappointed by it. As I said, felt like we were building up to that big suspenseful moment, and it ended. And so I just feel a little bit turned off by that, and turned off by Peter Swanson as an author, which I wasn't really interested in any more of his books anyways. But the fact that he would do this, like, it just feels a little bit like a cop-out, like he didn't know how to end it, so he just ended it with this kind of up to your interpretation, what you think's gonna happen, kind of. So I've been researching, because obviously this book's been out for like 8 years, I think. So there's lots of discussions online and different theories people have, and I've been reading them, and then I do feel like there's multiple things that could happen, and I'm not really getting exactly what the consensus is from the theories, and I just don't really like that. I don't know. Normally I like open-ended endings and you can think about them yourself, make your own conclusions, but I don't know. There was just something a little off about this. But I did give it a 4-star rating for now anyways, because I feel like looking back at the rest of the book, I really liked it. I really liked Lily's character, reading from her, and there were some good twists throughout, but I guess it's kind of like a lower ranked 4-star. Like I considered giving it lower because that ending just really put me off. But at the same time, if an ending like affects you so much and makes you research and stuff, like, is that the sign of a good ending? I don't know, but I think I will read the sequel, basically based on the fact that the ending did kind of piss me off and I want to know solidly what happened. So I think I will read the sequel, hopefully get those answers, but I'm not necessarily gonna like rush to read it. Again, I feel like I don't hear that many good things about Peter Swanson, so I'm not exactly trying to read that much more from him. It's interesting because it feels like he really like copies from a lot of things. I know, of course, if you create art, you're gonna get inspired by other art, but I know he's written like a Then They Were None retelling and like a book that takes inspiration from a bunch of different murder mysteries. And then even in the author's note of this one, I didn't read the whole thing, but it said he was inspired by 4 different things, like 3 books and 1 movie, and then he goes into detail of how. And so it just feels like, is he just like kind of like taking things from other media and copying it kind of? Like, I didn't even read that whole author's note because I didn't want to be spoiled for the other things he was talking about. So anyways, basically it's not a 5-star, so that's unfortunate, but I did still overall enjoy it. I read it in like 2 days. Now I haven't got Sometimes I Lie in from the library yet, my final book, so I might take a break from this vlog and read some other things, but hopefully I will be back soon with an update on Sometimes I Lie. Alright, I'm a tired, sleepy girl, but here I am to give an update on Sometimes I Lie by Alice Feeney. Or should I say, here we are. Right, Peach? Yeah, so this book is going pretty well so far, but can't say if it's going to be a 5-star yet. The plot is, we have our main character. Do I remember her name? Amber, okay, I do. And we actually have 3 different timelines, I guess, for her going on in this book. I could see maybe some people thinking that was like too much, but we essentially see her in the past. We're seeing her as like a 10-year-old girl writing in her journal. That's giving us some backstory to like her upbringing. We're seeing her a week before present day. We're leading up to this accident that she has. And then we have present day, which is her being in a coma. That's kind of the allure, or that's the main point of this book, is that she is in a coma, but she can hear everyone around her, but she can't see them because like her eyes are closed and she's like passed out or whatever. But you know, she's hearing her husband come in, her sister, different people visiting her, and she doesn't quite remember how she ended up there. She's kind of suspicious of her husband. Of course, they always are. And we know she just had some sort of car accident. So that's why Peach. So it's this mystery of like what happened to her. The timeline of a week before is, you know, where we're kind of figuring it out. And our main character, so she has definitely some trauma, some mental illness. She definitely seems to have OCD is what I would diagnose her with. And she's a bit of an unreliable Peach. And she's kind of an unreliable narrator. As you can tell from the title, Sometimes I Lie. Like, sometimes she lies. She grew up lying quite a bit due to like her upbringing and the neglect that she experienced from her parents and all this. So it's also one of those books where it's like, can we even trust everything that she's telling us? And we've already kind of seen that we can't totally trust everything. So very curious of what the remaining twists are going to be. I feel like we've kind of had Peach. I feel like we kind of had some big reveals, but I know Alice Feeney always has like a million twists at the end, and I have no idea what those could be. So I think my overall enjoyment and rating is gonna depend on what those end up being. But yeah, it's enjoyable. Like, her writing's pretty quick and easy to read. It is completely snowing out there. I wish I could just stay in all day and read, but I do have to go to my second job later. If I didn't, I probably would finish it today, but I actually would probably be back tomorrow. I'll definitely finish it tomorrow. All right, readers, here we are. I've officially finished Sometimes I Lie. I did stay up quite late last night to finish it. Unfortunately, it's really weird. I had such a similar experience at the end of this book as I did with The Kind Worth Killing, which we saw earlier in the video. I was really enjoying this book overall, and we did get a major twist, which really shook me. I was actually reading at work when we had some downtime, and I literally just said to my coworker, I'm like, there was just such a big twist. Like, I need time to process this, and it's one of those twists that makes you want to think back on everything you've just read and like reread it almost to understand the implications. Anyways, it was a good twist. But then, and I don't want to be too spoilery with this review, but then I did kind of realize I've seen that twist before from Alice Feeney. That's all I'm gonna say. And then I was kind of like, oh, like, does she just kind of like reuse twist? So I felt a little bit weird about that. I'll have to keep reading more of her books. This is only the 3rd book I've read so far, but I don't know, I felt a little weird about that. And then something very like dark happened that again kind of took me back. I didn't love it. It had to do with sexual assault, and I didn't really like what happened there. I did not enjoy reading that part. I know it's a dark like adult thriller, but I don't know, I just felt like it wasn't totally needed. It just kind of like shifted the vibe of the book. And then, so it was very like kind of action packed, a lot of crazy stuff going on, a lot of reveals, but then the very, very end, similar to The Kind Worth Killing, had that kind of open-ended final plot twist. It's up to your interpretation, and I hope it's not too spoilery that I'm saying this, but these books have been out for a really long time, so I don't know, I guess maybe this was more of a trend in older thrillers. This came out in 2017. Maybe authors really loved doing that open-ended thing, but it was another one where like I didn't feel quite satisfied with it. Like, it didn't totally make sense to me. And then again, because this book's been out for years, you know, I went researching on Reddit threads and Goodreads discussions, and people have been discussing this, theorizing. Everyone has different ideas of what it means, and I'm just like, oh, I want to know for sure what it actually means. You know, so I just had such a similar experience with these two books, which is kind of funny and kind of disappointing, because I feel like I could not give this book a full 5 stars. As much as I think I'm still a really big fan of Alice Feeney, I think I really enjoy her books overall, and they just do work for me overall. The fact that I just had this kind of unsatisfied feeling with some of the things at the end, I think I'm gonna give it 4 stars. At first I was feeling kind of pissed. I wanted to give it even lower, but I think I'm just gonna go with a 4, because I feel like 4 stars, like I enjoyed it quite a bit, but it's not perfect. So overall, I feel like this video could have gone better. Obviously, I wanted all of these to be 5 stars. No Exit was the only one that was. I really love that book. That's definitely a favorite of the year. Definitely recommend that one, and you guys were all right. All the people who have said it's so great are correct. The Peter Swanson one, looking back, I feel like it wasn't maybe everyone that hyped it up, but just a few key people that I watched. And I think maybe for its time, it was more worthy of 5 stars, because it had that cool thing where you're following serial killers. But now in 2024, I feel like we've seen that so much that it's not as unique of a premise. Like we've seen You with Joe Goldberg. Like, I still really liked it, but not a 5 star. And then Sometimes I Lie was my own prediction for myself based on previous books from Alice Feeney. I feel like it's a good sign that I enjoy more of her newer releases rather than her backlist. I think it shows maybe her writing's getting better, or I'm enjoying her, you know, more recent stuff. I think that's a good sign. But yeah, unfortunately not 5 stars again, but I did still overall enjoy it. So that is going to conclude this video. Definitely be sure to let me know if you've read any of these books. None of them are new releases. They're a little bit older, so you probably have read them already. Or maybe give me a 5-star thriller recommendation down in the comments, a thriller you gave 5 stars. Any comments are appreciated. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you are having a great start to your year. I'll see you in my next video very soon. Bye guys.